All right. How's everyone doing this Global Hack Week? Sorry, I know that it takes a little bit to get started. It's mostly because there are folks who have ad breaks to get through, and I really want to make sure everyone's here with us to go ahead and get started. But it looks like y'all are already being super helpful in chat. Love to see it. I really appreciate that folks are jumping in to answer the questions that folks are asking. We love that. So it is our last today in Global Hack Week, day 6 for Beginners Week. Don't worry, there are more Global Hack Weeks coming up, but let's make sure that this day goes out excellently, not only with the challenges, but the few streams we have remaining. So, as you know, my name is Cecilia. I am a coach in Major League Hacking, and I'm trying to find new fun facts, but I'm kind of running out. So I said, New Year, new books, because I did buy a few books so that way I could read some and then probably donate them and get some more books. Um, my New Year's resolution has never changed in that I'm like, always read, just make time to read. And I've already finished, I think, like 5 books at least so far, which I'm really happy about. But let's actually get into the Today Global Hack Week content, which is, as a reminder, if you are in India, the MLH AI Roadshow is coming to you. If you're able to come out and see us at the roadshow, we'd love to have you. We've got a lot of fun little activities to like get you like in the AI mood and stuff, because it is, of course, an AI roadshow, really demonstrating all sorts of wonderful things you can do with it. So if you get a chance, go ahead and check out that link. I know there's a few MLHers who have been posting on LinkedIn and social media about who you'll be able to meet then and there. So if there's anyone you're looking to meet and you're able to make it out, we'd love to see you. Let's talk about yesterday. It was somewhat of a short day, but you kicked off the Nature of Code track with Ryan Lay. And I think this is actually like similar, but perhaps different than the last time he did this. But I really appreciated his hat, because normally he wears a cowboy hat. And so to see him with a different hat, I'm like, oh, it's a new era, like new year, new era, new Ryan. Then you dived deeper into web dev with Kari, where I gotta be honest, I don't know what she was doing. I was very quickly grabbing screenshots this morning, but I know that it was a great time because Kari is always a super energetic educator. That is technically her job too, so I know that she's done a great job in getting you all started in web dev. Then you continued exploring MongoDB with Alberto. I saw you were like, there was someone named Grace that you were adding to your database. Honestly, like very complex looking SQL. If you're not familiar with it, can look a little overwhelming, but I know Alberto's got you covered. As for what's happening today, as always, you can see what's coming up on the schedule, and you also can see upcoming Global Hack Weeks. If you want to go ahead and get registered ahead of time, go right ahead. But as for what's going on for today, we've got the Nature of Code Part 2 at 1 p.m. Eastern, 11:30 p.m. IST to continue discussing programming strategies behind computer simulations of natural systems. Then you've got Gabriella's Part 3 in Data Structures and Algorithms in Python at 7 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 a.m. IST to build dynamic web apps. I know you started out with LeetCode, so now I'm like, how did you go from LeetCode to web apps? It's kind of interesting. Then you are wrapping up MongoDB 101 Part 3 with Alberto at 11 p.m. Eastern at 9:30 a.m. IST. And then the very last thing is closing ceremony at 12 p.m. Eastern at 10:30 p.m. IST, where not only will we do a very quick highlight reel of all the wonderful streams, or as many of the streams as we can get through, with a brand new MLHer tomorrow, who's going to be coming on stream. Doesn't come on very often, but is a rare opportunity. And we'll be hearing about what Global Hack Weeks are coming up next, so you can plan ahead. And as a reminder, given that today is very short, we want to remind you to go ahead and go work on challenges, where you can go to ghw.mlh.io/challenges. If you complete the featured challenges, you'll be able to be eligible for basic swag, along with a couple other things that you'll need to do, like signing up and authenticating MyMLH and checking into the event. But that is what we invite you to do after. And as a reminder, as always, we're always looking for feedback, so go ahead and help us make Global Hack Weeks even better through the feedback form. I know our MLHers may have been mentioning this after stream. They may not always have the link. I know I don't because I forget. But if you happen to have the stream, the link on hand, go ahead and fill out those feedback forms. We'd love to get insight on where we can improve. And I know we've got a couple questions going on in chat already, so I'll go ahead and scroll through and start answering those. But if you do have more questions, go ahead and add them to the chat. I do know we have amazing community members who are already answering for me, so I'll also highlight your answers and maybe, guide rail check just in case anything is a little bit off or you don't have the full information. But I'm pretty sure you all have gotten it mostly right. So thank you very much for being so engaging. I know it's hard to be engaging on the last day, and I'm like, even I'm trying to make sure I keep my energy up because now I'm like sad, like Global Hack Week's almost over, and I always am. But I know that you all are wonderful. Okay, so to earn basic swag, you'll need to check into the event overall, which does require you to authenticate your Discord with your MyMLH account. You'll have to provide a recent and updated address to mlh.link/address. If you've already done that in like the last few Global Hack Weeks and nothing's changed, don't worry about it. We'll take your most recent submission. If you are unsure or you're like, did I actually put it right? Just submit a new one. It's totally okay. And that is the last bit. Yes, that's right. I mentioned it earlier and I forgot already. Make sure that you complete your featured challenges, which can be found at that challenges link. They are really just signups. And if you are not an active student, which makes you ineligible for some of our partners, there is an option for you to choose saying, I'm not currently a student and therefore not eligible, and you can still get the points for completing that challenge. So no, if you are not an active student, you cannot get the education pack. June, you were absolutely right, but you can still complete the unable to get the student pack challenge to still get points. Thank you so much for that. That was a great answer. Yeah, it is sad. It does feel short, but it's a very long week in the grand scheme of the fact that it's a week a month every month. At least for me, I tend to have it bookended with events that I'm going to. So I'm like, do a few streams, run to an event, come back, do a few more streams. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that was a long week. But for you all getting to sit at home and enjoy things, it's a little bit less of a long week. How much points for getting all swags? I think you're asking like what points you need to get the bonus swag inclusive. So as long as you do the basic swag stuff, great. The additional bit is having at least 5 live check-in events. So this is an event that you are currently at live. And if you've done the check-in link for this event, this is one of your live events. So as long as you've checked in, and we try to remind you all throughout the stream, whether at the beginning or the end, or even sometimes they're like, oh, I forgot, here it is in the middle. Just making sure people are getting that. This is a very long one, but the short version is they don't have a college email despite being in college. Okay. So there is a frequently asked questions issue / gist or post or something. I will go find that and share that with folks, but that will help with any additional questions that are outside the typical ones of like, I don't know why it's not working. But you'll have to, you're not able to go forward, continue button is on. Let me get that frequently asked questions button and see if that might help you out. Button, post, GitHub student developer, pack, frequently asked questions. There we go. Yeah, it's a discussion. So I will paste that discussion in chat so that way you all can go back to it. I'm going to keep scrolling though. Are these stream recordings uploaded on a regular basis on YouTube, or will it be uploaded later on? It is actually being uploaded like live. The only time they're not available is if we just have to pull them to like, just check on some things. Usually those stream recordings will be available like almost immediately after, if not within like a few hours. If there's anything that needs to be pulled for some reason, they're usually up like by the beginning of the following week or something like that. It really depends on our full-time team's availability. But usually it's up within a few days after Global Hack Week. That said, a lot of the team right now is traveling for MLH AI Roadshow. So I will say if there are any missing streams that you're not seeing, just hang tight. It's because the MLH team is traveling to India right now for the AI Roadshow. So hang tight. And yes, so you can also make a support ticket and do the I'm not able to complete the GitHub Student Developer Pack challenge if that is of concern to you. Awesome answer. Thank you. Swag are stickers, a letter, and something else like that. Is that right? Last I got one, which was like 3 or 4 years ago. Yes, If that's still the case, I'm not sure. I do know that the reason that we do stickers and a postcard or a letter is largely because of mailing limits. It's much cheaper for us to send letters with stickers and things that are very, very flat, that don't weigh a ton, that don't like increase the dimensions of the letter in terms of thickness, to make sure everybody can get their stuff as speedily as possible, reduce the likelihood of needing to pay for customs and other aspects. So we try to make sure that it's affordable and reasonable, not just for us, but also for those of you who are not like near a distribution center. All right. Yes, I'm also looking at Twitch comment. I see both comments, both YouTube and Twitch. I'm just also like, there are questions that I sometimes am able to answer and sometimes I'm not. It takes, okay, so you've been activated. There is a notification in GitHub that says that it will be about 3 business days. I could be wrong on that, and I might actually be overestimating, but I'm pretty sure it's like 3 business days for you to wait for the Copilot student benefit. So keep checking back. Be patient. If you still somehow have not gotten it after, like, let's say 5 business days, then I would go ahead and try and reach out to GitHub Student Developer Pack support, which in that link that I shared, which is right here, you will have a contact or at least a way to like submit further questions and comments and concerns in that. As for checking your points, they are given through your emails. Thank you very much. You gave that answer. There is a daily check-in email or daily like points email that goes out like right around now-ish. It could be that it might be a little earlier in the day. It could be that it's a little later in the day because we have so many people joining us for Global Hack Week, even if it doesn't seem like they're online. So that's a lot of emails to send in a day. And they tend to go out in batches. So if you haven't gotten your email for today's like points, there's a chance that you may not have checked into the event properly, or there is a like there's always like opening a support ticket if you're like concerned that like you've done everything that you could do, you've done everything as right as you could think you could do, you followed up with questions, which it seems like you have. Opening a support ticket and just being like, I'm still not getting this email, like is there an address I can like unblock or save or something, just to see where things are at. So first of all, don't call me ma'am. I really hate that. I know you probably didn't know that, but I hate it. Don't ever use it. And maybe if anybody's watching it, they also know it, don't use it. But as for any other swags, I am not sure. As far as like surprise swags, I still have no idea what it is. And Star has been very good about keeping that surprise from me for months. I think we are actually maybe coming up on a year. Or I'm like, what do you mean we do surprise swag? Like, what is it? And no one has told me. And I think this is just the meme that's going to keep happening. So yeah. Benefits of doing. Cool. So it looks like we have somebody else who's been helping out with another hacker who was mentioning that they couldn't see their Copilot benefits. Go to that link that they shared to see if there's a link to redeem it, and then you'll be able to use the pro version. Again, when I was checking my stuff, it said like, hey, once you get activated, it'll be like another 3-ish business days, give or take, for it to like fully activate. So it might be that. It could also be that link. Active college students, student active still shows instead of. Again, I answered this. This is, I think, the same person I've been answering. Thanks for the question again, but I have already answered that 3 times now. No, more points do not get you more swag. You get the bragging rights, I guess, and you get to feel accomplished that you've done so much. It's not a matter of points. It's a matter of basic swag is you have authenticated yourself between Discord and my MLH. You have added a recent address to HackPack address, and you have completed the featured challenges that are found on the challenges page. Once you've done those things, which usually our featured challenges is like somewhere around like 1 to 5 people, and it's usually like very easy stuff that you can do in 5 minutes, then you'll be good to go. And if you want bonus swag, which is like additional special stickers for the event itself, then you'll have to check into at least 5 live events. So I'll share the check-in link again when I go find it really quick. Which, as a reminder, if you haven't checked in, go right ahead and do so, because that is among your last few to get live event check-ins. Okay, cool. There are no new questions coming in. We did do a rapid fire set of questions, so thanks for that. I hope you are feeling a little more comfortable or have a little more resources for you to carry on with completing your last day of beginners week. As a reminder, your challenges must be in by, I believe, 8 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. on the 13th, on the 16th, 15th. Maybe it's the 16th. I will go double check, but basically spend today trying to get your challenges done if you haven't already gotten the ones you want done. And that's for like points and, swag and whatnot. If you are just doing the challenges for fun, they are usually up until the following Global Hack Week. So if you'd like to do that, you can always come back to challenges after the event is done and keep working on them. There is no pressure, no rush in that regard. You just won't get the points for it for like the week itself, which is also totally fine. It really is okay. Cool. Link will be activated after 3 to 5 days. Dev pack approved. Only the link to redeem will be highlighted active. Cool. Glad we got that sorted. Hooray! And then as far as fellowship track, I've never done the fellowship. I really couldn't tell you what is the best option. Instead, I would recommend that you go to Discord and post that question in maybe the fellowship questions channel or even one of the general chat channels, just to see if the community has a little more insight and feedback based on any fellowship people who have actually gone through the program, any fellowship alumni, basically. Or you might be able to ask the fellowship questions email if you're still not getting an answer, but I think I would start with the community. Again, the tracks that we have at the fellowship change with every like session that we do that I'm aware of, I think, or they like change for the year maybe. And so, yeah, point is, don't know, choose your best judgment or ask the community or ask fellowship questions on Discord. The response to Cosmos Sapiens' question, I'm looking up and it looks like it was, do more points get us more swag? And no, it doesn't. I'm going to double check that there's nothing else. Where do you check how many check-ins you've done so far? That will also be through the email that you'll get every day at the beginning of Global Hack Week. It's usually like the day after opening ceremony. But if you are still not getting points emails and you have been participating, then you need to make sure that you've checked in and registered for the event for the week, not just for the event that you're currently at, the live event. You also need to make sure that you're authenticated with MyMLH and Discord. And I think if you've done those, you should be able to get the email. If you're still not getting those emails, open a support ticket on Discord. And when the MLHers are, like the full-timers are back and like able to check Discord, they'll follow up with you to see what you can do. Okay. I think I got all the questions they asked. I meant the answer to their question, I think. All right, no new questions. We speed ran them all. Thank you very much for joining me. Go enjoy the last of your Global Hack Week. It looks like y'all are chatting about other some stuff, so I'll go ahead and let you go do that. Again, thanks for joining. Join me one last time tomorrow at closing. And of course, show some love for the upcoming workshop, I think in like half an hour or an hour and a half for Ryan's part 2 of something about nature and coding. But cool. Thanks for coming.